And we is live.
Oh, sing it, dog. Go ahead, do it again. Let me get that note. You know what I'm saying? One more time. Come
One
on,
more
dog.
time.
Do it again.
And we is live.
R&B dreams, bro. R&B dreams. What it do, snackers and snackers? It's your boy Gage. Jokes is singing in the brain in the building. Sin is in the building.
Yes, sir.
He got dressed just for the occasion.
Yes, he did.
You are now tuned into Cutscenes, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in video games and across video game culture and so forth and so on. And Cutscenes are,
The best
Best
part of the game.
yep. You know, as much as I enjoy that, the internet delay just doesn't make it feel quite as poignant. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mhm.
not. It feels just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure something out. Look, Ellis, you probably right. What's up, bro? Yeah, man. Look, we play games to get away from reality in the first place, even though we seem to be consistently waiting and looking for them to be more real, be
Yep.
more realistic. We need
Very
new
fair.
consoles so we can have more real. We do it to get away. It's the escape. Um, yeah, man, you're probably right. This is probably you know we need to get away from the news for a little while, um, and focus. Oddly enough, we're gonna talk about games, and we're being held up by the one place where the gaming happens the most, Nevada.
Yes.
Um, listen, there's a lot to cover. Xbox Series X and S reviews are coming in hot. They started dropping today.
Hmm.
We'll talk about that a little bit. We're gonna talk about some of the apps and stuff that are coming, or lack thereof. Some of the stuff going on with that. Look, we are officially, as of today,
Dog.
one exact week away from the launch of the PlayStation 5.
Dog.
Yeah.
1 week.
Next
We're
generation
gonna
is
talk about that a
here.
little bit. Not here. We're a week away. Did you just hear me say that? Not here.
Hey,
You did say
close,
that.
close
A week
enough
away.
to it though.
Close. But until it's in my hands,
Yep. Doesn't count.
Understandable.
it's in the
I,
general public hands. Like it's people who had their hands on for a little while.
oh yeah.
We're gonna try to get in that bucket sooner than later. Um,
Facts.
we're gonna talk about hard drive space.
Yee-hoo.
Oof.
A lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. So look, why don't we just start with this? Xbox reviews are starting to come in. I have not seen any numbered reviews. But and I'm not really hearing anything I haven't really already heard. I don't.
Hmm.
Did y'all look at any reviews at all?
I saw IGN posted there.
Not really.
I think IGN was the only one that actually gave it a actual score than any of the ones that I've seen.
I didn't see a score.
Yeah,
There might be. I didn't see a score from them.
the one. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it back up. The one that I saw from them, they gave it an 8. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it up right quick.
Yeah, I just looked at like passing glances. Like I see something
Same.
like I'm already buying it. I already know it. So like it's not like a review is gonna sway me either way. So
Yep, IGN. Yep, they gave it an 8, and then they have I can quickly I can read the little blurb they put there, none like 3
And
sentences.
Series S was the 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
But for
Well,
the
go ahead.
X,
Go ahead.
yeah, I got
Go
you.
ahead. Read the book.
For the X, no matter what current games you throw at the Xbox Series X, your loading times will be drastically cut, your frame rates will be smoother, and your resolutions will be higher. It's going to be a joy to see what developers do in the coming years. So that's the little blurb from posting of the 8 for
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it says great. It says Xbox Series X is a quiet, compact, laser targeted games machine that should make 4K 60 frames per second gaming the wonderful new norm, but it currently lacks must play games.
it.
That is a running theme.
yeah.
We're going to talk about that a little bit. Let's see. Digital trends. Microsoft Xbox Series X, a sports car with no gas. CNET was pretty favorable. Um, they go over the setup and how easy it is, doing it from your phone, it being ready out of the box, like just
hmm
streamlined. You know, a lot of people are complaining about the UI. Not that the UI doesn't work well, but just that it's basically the same as what it was. And you know, for most people, if you're a PlayStation gamer, with let's be honest about it, more people are than are Xbox gamers. They don't like the UI on the Xbox, even though the UI on the Xbox is actually better than the one on the PlayStation.
I agree with that.
They don't like it because they're not used to it, but it is better. In terms of just like finding your stuff and getting to it, it's like just that idea of once you know where it is, how to get to it is easy. But I feel like there's actually it used to be, I feel like you had to go through a lot more steps to get to the things you wanted to get to.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really the case anymore. And I feel like when I play PlayStation, I feel like you do have to jump through more hoops, get certain things done. We'll talk about something stupid that happened the other day. I was so mad. You probably know what that is. Sin. Well, both of y'all were on. I was so mad at PlayStation. And I hope the PS5 isn't like this. Let's see, who else? GameSpot. You know, again, same thing. Series X is an extremely refined Xbox and a great piece of tech. It sets a strong foundation for Microsoft to better serve its console users. If you factor in the brand's development studio acquisitions and the upcoming lineup of games, the future does look bright for the Xbox platform. So again, this is more or less like if you're not getting one on day one, might not really be that big of a deal.
Right.
Now, I disagree, but we'll have that conversation in a moment. And then there's a couple of Series S reviews, which really for the price, it just seems like what people are talking about is for what it can do for the price. It is like the move. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be, again, you just trying to get a joint that will run. You're not really worried about 4K, 1440. You know, maybe it's going to be a great streaming box for you or a second box or something like that. Kind of fits the bill. So let's talk about this a little bit. Reviews are favorable. When you rate the console for what it is, what it does, what it's capable of, it is doing all the things that we've been hearing about for the last, I don't know, a month or whatever, since they sent out preview units and started sending out other units for people. But again, on the Microsoft side of things, there will be next gen third party content. There is no next gen first party content. And whether or not that means you need to buy an Xbox Series console right away, I think is more based on whether or not you are actually trying to decide if you want a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series console. PlayStation 5 really only has one next gen title, first party, coming out day one. Just one. Do you know what it is?
What, Miles, I guess? Miles, you want to?
Nope.
No, it's not Miles.
Miles is on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's on PlayStation 4.
Oh, you mean it's not? I got you.
So it's probably the one that comes with it.
Oh, yeah. No, not
Oh, it's Demon's Souls.
remake. Okay.
Which I don't know if I'll really count that. I mean, it counts.
That's why I didn't think about it.
But it's a remake of a PlayStation 3 game. Now, I'm not saying it's not being done from the ground up or whatever. Realistically, in terms of graphical prowess and so forth, sure, it's ticking boxes, but it's probably running on the bones or the skeletons of something that was already done. So this is not like cutting edge, pushing the box to see what the full box can really do at this point. And we know this early in the life cycle, we don't get the things that really, really drive it.
Yeah.
But I would say right now, this generation as a whole, with these consoles coming out, neither one of them even have like a Rise Son of Rome. Like that joint was when that came out was like, yo,
Yeah.
whether you liked the game or felt like the game was good or not, like, yo, look at this joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even like Dead Rising 3, like look at all the zombies on the screen, bruh. Like this joint is doing, you know what I mean? I really feel like I really feel like it really is a matter of kind of starting to really put in perspective what it means to have a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are a couple of things happening. One is that both of the major console manufacturers who are releasing consoles next week also released mid-grade updates to their last generation that were more powerful than what they originally came out with. Microsoft did it more recently than PlayStation did. And for me, the Xbox Series is more like going from an Xbox One to One X.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, sure, if there were new games that were coming out that were only, even if, like, let's say Halo Infinite did ship, it was still going to be available on regular Xbox
Right.
One.
True.
Right.
So I wouldn't count that. The same way I don't count Miles Morales. You know what I'm saying? So while there will be first party stuff that takes advantage, because you'll have stuff like Scorn, you know what I mean, which is third party but exclusive. The Medium, third party but exclusive. You know what I mean? Like there are titles that are going to be quote unquote next gen that aren't going to be on the consoles that are currently available. I don't really care about them. Like they might be cool, but I don't really care. And part of the reason why I don't care is because unlike past generations, I'm not actually being forced to give up all my old stuff.
True.
So I'm not like, oh, when I get this box, I gotta get something to use with it to show off why I got this box.
Right.
So I don't have to, I don't feel the pressure. Like, listen, I liked Condemned. Condemned was a dope game. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. I bought the game because it was new gen and I needed something to play.
Right.
Condemned, it was like I had a limited number of choices. It was like, I think 2K6 and Lost Planet, maybe. Condemned.
Yeah. There's nothing on these consoles coming out that.
Too.
Yeah,
of course.
There's nothing coming out that makes you do that this time.
And then it was like Fight Night, which again, at the time, there was no PlayStation that was new. It was still just PlayStation 2. So all this stuff was coming to 360 and there wasn't anything else. PlayStation 3 dropped, they dropped with a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we're doing. Our stuff is on Blu-ray. I better come get this. Come play Lair.
Oof.
My point is, people bought it. What's up, Eric? My point is, people bought in because they were basically forced to, which is what Sony was trying to do. But I feel like, and it could be because of COVID and just what the numbers look like in terms of being able to actually push the number of boxes out and have the availability they really would like to have going into this holiday. You know, we're seeing them start to take games that are exclusive and make them free. Bug Snacks, free. PlayStation Plus, PlayStation. What's the Battle Royale All Stars? The racing joint.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it.
That is just the next gen title. They pushed it back. It was supposed to be next week. It got pushed back to February.
PlayStation Plus.
But it's going into PlayStation Plus. Bug Snacks. It's something else. I think it's Bug Snacks that is. PlayStation 5 gets it on PlayStation Plus. PlayStation 4 does not. If you
Okay.
want it, you gotta buy it if you're not getting a new console. Um, yeah, the VHS beta fight was a problem, and technically Sony should have won it because beta was a better format, but they also should have won mini disc. Mini disc was a dope format over CD. They won Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
HD DVD was a better format, but Blu-ray won, so they got that one. They got it. They're good. So now I think the lines are much blurrier when it comes to actually going into next gen. So yes, there are new consoles coming out, and it feels like an event because both of them are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
feel like if Sony has said we're not quite ready to do next gen yet, when we do next gen, we're gonna really do next gen.
Hmm.
It's not coming till next year, and when we do it, and they did it the way they were talking about it. Like they
Right.
backtracked on a lot of stuff that makes it seem less like that transition that it was originally supposed to be made out to be. If you want to play these, you better get a
Right.
PlayStation 5. Now it's well, Miles Morales, you can play that on PlayStation 4, which makes sense.
Mhm.
Get the money. That's a smart business move.
Mm-hmm.
But the original business play was no, buy this PlayStation 5,
The
play this
fries,
line.
yeah, play it right here. Yeah.
The combination of doing that and doing Horizon Zero Dawn, which is not coming out until sometime next year, I think means that they have changed the game plan.
Absolutely.
Okay. And as a matter of fact, Insomniac pushed a tweet out earlier this week because they were asked directly on Twitter,
I saw
hey, look,
that.
man, I'm trying to decide about getting this console. I don't know what I need to do. Is this Ratchet and Clank joint going to be available on PlayStation 4? Because y'all said, y'all made it sound like Spider-Man wasn't, but it is.
Mhm.
And Horizon's not coming out till next year, and you would think that would be the showcase game for PlayStation 5, but
Nope.
it's coming to
Get it on
PlayStation
both.
4. Do I have to buy a PlayStation 5 in order to play Ratchet and Clank? And they was like, yes. That joint's not coming to PlayStation 4. Period. Now it's probably because PS4 can't do it. Like what they're trying
What
to
they
do,
do.
Yeah.
the SSD and pulling the rifts and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it for most people that have looked at it or had a chance to play it has been what most people are saying is the next gen title. Like it best takes advantage of
Of
what these
everything they
consoles
can
will
do.
be able to do.
Yeah.
Am I alone in this? Am I the only one who feels like, sure, it's next gen, but it's only next gen because they're calling it that? Like if
Yeah.
they weren't calling it next gen, if Microsoft was doing this by themselves, wouldn't this, especially if they didn't have specific titles to launch with it, wouldn't it just feel like they were doing just another update
To the main system, to
to the
the
one? Yeah,
could be. I mean, definitely, just like that, the leap from the 1 to the 1X, like, was a drastic difference, and they could have done the 1X to the Series X, and there'd be that same drastic difference between the two of them. I definitely think, in the grand scheme, Microsoft was much further along in comparison to the PlayStation as far as getting this thing out right now. So I could say theirs would definitely be the one to consider as next gen. PlayStation, with certain uncertainties and all that type of stuff that's even still there to the point when the console comes out next week, it almost feels like it's more of just another same generational upgrade, and we're just giving you a little bit more. Because I mean, there's still so much we're uncertain about. Hearing some of the news about storage space and all, like at this point, storage space should not be an issue, but it is.
you mean in terms of like knowing how much storage space you have?
Right.
I mean,
True.
I'm gonna disagree with you a little, not on the storage space thing, but
I get
like
you.
I feel like PlayStation was definitely gearing up to make a true generational divide because the mindset for both going into next generation is very different in terms of Xbox being like all your stuff comes with it. Everything works. Your
Yeah.
controllers work. You know what I'm saying? Your games play, like all your stuff. Just unplug your external hard drive from your old box and plug it into the new joint and go if you want to go. Like it does feel much more like what I feel like people are used to. Yes, if you had an iPhone 11 and you got an iPhone 12, yes, there's a difference. Yes, you'll notice what the difference is, but you don't just lose all your stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it's much more like that. And it is much more a move that is designed to respect the ecosystem and keep you in it, which is a smart play. Sony is making similar moves with the PlayStation Collection, all those PlayStation 4 games that will be available if you're PlayStation Plus on PlayStation 5 like day one.
Mm-hmm.
That's significant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's significant because even if you try to take PlayStation Collection and you compare it to Game Pass, which time and time again we hear it, best deal in gaming, whatever. The PlayStation Collection, even though they're not day one PlayStation 5 games, they're not, none of that, right? The catalog is so phenomenal. It's like straight 9s and 10s, dog. Like, it's all bangers. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you didn't play those games on PlayStation 4, like, if you just, for whatever reason, never grabbed 2 or 3 of them, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was. Maybe you picked up Horizon, but you didn't pick up Death Stranding, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Not Death Stranding, because that's not it is a console exclusive, but that's not a Sony title, so that wouldn't be included.
God of War.
Yeah. Sure, God of War. If you get a PS5, you literally, chances are, if you're buying a PS5, you have PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Right? So that just means that all of a sudden, you get this back catalog of all these really, really great games that you don't have to pay for. You just have access to them. You can just download them and play them. Right? That's pretty significant. And it's a pretty significant hit. Again, I don't think it is an answer to Game Pass, but it certainly only exists because Game Pass and backwards compatibility exists. Because the company that just told us backwards compatibility is not important, nobody cared. However, every single system they have put out since PlayStation 1 has always shipped with backwards compatibility. Always. Till the 4. And the 4 didn't because they couldn't. Because of the difference in the architecture between the 3 and the 4. Otherwise, I can't imagine they would. Eventually, they took it out of it. Because it was costing them money. Since it was too expensive. But clearly it's a thing.
Trying to keep that divided line. Trying to keep that divided line.
I think for a lot of people what it has been is that backwards compatibility, I think, last generation, and probably even really before that, was really looked at more of like a nostalgia thing. Like, nobody really is going back and playing that. Who's using those games? Who's whatever. I think now, backwards compatibility is looked at more as respect for the money you spent with us. Thank you for shopping with us. Thank you for rocking with us. You have all these games you purchased or whatever. We're not just going to disregard your purchases and act like we don't care that you've been supporting us and buying and playing on our platform all this time. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to, now backwards compatibility is something that is about.
And you know what? Streaming probably helped that too. With people doing speed runs for older games and all that kind of stuff now, being able to have access to it, like, and that world becoming so big and so lucrative now, like that, it's something that they just can't ignore.
Think about it. Video games is also big enough, and we're old enough as the people who really started playing video games. Like, yes, there are people who are a bit older than us who were playing video games prior to Atari. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, jokes. That now are like really in control and really have lived this life the entire time. And so it's not just the nostalgia, right? It's I mean, obviously, there's also the money, right? I mean, it's the biggest, most lucrative entertainment business there is.
It's a business. At the end of the day.
However, it is a big ass flower pot. Now that respect for the money you spent but also for the time and effort that you spend, right? Because so when we stream for Extra Life on Saturday, 24 hours, y'all tune in, watch us on Twitch, donate, Children's Miracle Network Hospitals is gonna be a blast. Y'all please tune in. But November 7th is also N7 Day.
Yep.
It's not a thing that you could have before. N7 Day. Why is there a video game day? Right?
Right.
N7. Just literally because November has an N and it's the 7th, so we just decided let's just pick that day. It's not a release date for the game. That's just what it is, right? It's a big deal. We're expecting announcements. We might be getting the trilogy remaster announcement that day.
Please do it.
You know what I mean? Like they're having the original cast get back together and stream. We're gonna be busy. We can't watch it. We're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Try to keep it. But like, how many hours did people put in over the last 15 years into Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3? Right?
Enough for it to get a day.
Then get remade, yeah.
And for everybody be asking for this remake.
Right. How many hours have people put in? Like, games as a service, right? The fact that look, I saw Eric say something about PC gaming. Let me tell you something about PC gaming. No. Consoles rule. That's what it is. The majority of people who play video games play on console. That's what it is. And it's consoles that push everything else forward.
Gaming wouldn't be as high as it is right now without consoles.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, if for no other reason that as rewarding as gaming on PC can be, it requires the deep enough pockets to really get it and make it so that you have something that in a year can't play anything anymore. You know what I mean? Because everybody's trying to push it. So you playing on potato because you don't have the newest or the latest or greatest whatever inside of your system. Like those kinds of things.
And also now the consoles control the living room now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but it's been like that since PlayStation 1. Like when PlayStation 1 came out, there was still a barrier. There were parents who were saying, don't bring that garbage into the living room. That joint goes in your bedroom. I'll take that and play in the basement or whatever it was. But those children became adult. And for real, Saturn, real talk, with the CD player in that joint.
Mm-hmm.
But once they started putting CD players in it, you could play music. And then it was like, well, I'm going to hook this joint up to my stereo.
Right. Yep.
Oh, now I need to get this surround sound.
Yep.
Oh, now I need to, you know what I mean? Like, those things push everything else forward in the living room. When PlayStation 2,
DVD player.
It was that DVD player, bro.
Oh,
that was it. That was it.
To the races, yeah.
Now, there will absolutely be a PlayStation 2 in everybody's living room. It's not going in the bedroom because we're not giving son the
DVD player. What you mean DVD player?
Nah,
bring that to the living room.
Come out here.
You can have that down here in the living room.
Put that on the big TV.
I remember selling PlayStation 2s, dog, and like hearing the stories of like, we want to watch a movie, so no, you're not playing no game right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, ew, for real? Selling PlayStation 2 remote controls.
Yeah.
With the infrared dongle on the front of the joint. You know what I'm saying? DVDs, right? Shipping to stores with stickers on them that says works on PlayStation 2. Because not everything did, but most of it did. You know what I'm saying? That was that control for the living room. That is what prompted Microsoft to say, hey, we can't
let that happen. Can't let that happen.
Get up in here.
We got to jump in that race.
We got to get up in here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Computers had DVD players and burners before anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Had CD players and burners before anything else. Before those things really become household and everybody has them and they're all over the place, computers would have them. Computers don't take over the living room. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not the same. So gaming did that and does that like nothing else. And this generation that we're going into really is more of just like yes, we're doing something different, but stuff still works on both. You know what I mean? Like if PlayStation 5, if you could use PS4 controls on a PlayStation 5, it would be a wrap. It will be a wrap. They are banking on you needing to spend the money on that controller for the things that controller does, and this controller is reviewing super well. Like, people are extremely happy with what it does and how it works with Astro's Playroom and so forth. Obviously, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
What anybody does with it going forward, unless they mandate it.
That's the case. And like we said, they will with their first party games, at least for the first year or so. You know what I mean? Include those, and then after that,
who knows?
Well, then likely you'll see it dwindle off, but they'll try to push it.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw that they're taking the in Deathloop.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Deathloop? One of the things they were talking about in Deathloop is that the gun can jam on you.
Right, and you would jam the trigger.
You can't physically pull the trigger. Like, the trigger won't allow you to actually pull the trigger. But now we're starting to see, like, complaints coming in, you know, for accessibility reasons. You know what I mean? Where it's like, that isn't okay for everybody. Everybody's fingers, you know, just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they just took it out. It's like, it'll jam in the game, but it's not going to do anything to the controller. Or you can turn it on and off, which I think
that should be.
Turn it on and off, yeah.
Just like any other settings, certain ones that you have, you should be able to just. It's a feature. Yeah. I feel like it's a feature, and you should be able to cut it on and off.
Why you say the OG Xbox had the best CD player? Oh, because you could dump your CDs to the
onto the hard drive and leave it right.
Anything.
Bruh.
Listen, man.
Playing Tony Hawk, and that was it. Woo.
And you couldn't really do it on anything else. I mean, you could do it a little bit with 360. A Slim. Playing Grand Theft Auto Collection on Xbox, OG box, playing your own music. And you see, like, you would go through the radio station and just had like a CD. Like, you were listening to CDs in the car. I was like, oh, this is crack. I'm in. I don't even know what songs they got on these radio stations. I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, they did that.
Making your own intro music for the wrestling.
That's what I was about to say.
Down to the ring.
Hey, I was fire on that back
I'll never forget that when Raw came out. That was like, let me go ahead and put this music.
That's all I would do. After a while, I'm just making entrances.
Same thing on 2K. You know what I mean? Like, being able to have a team come out and come on to the music that you pick. So, yeah, crack. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, listen, Ellis. The fact that you have your controller, what are you playing with it? I've seen people using
a whole bunch of people got the controller.
PS5 controller on their Switch.
I saw that, yeah.
I mean, but you're not getting any of the feedback stuff that it does. So what's so vicious about it? It just looks good sitting on the
sun table. Like, ooh, I got my controller.
No doubt. Yeah, the effects program. Yeah, you right. You right. We're not even gonna fight about that. That joint was dope. Listen, I'm a Saturn and a Dreamcast dude, man, and that AB repeat on the Saturn. Oh man, we had many a long studio night. crafting vocals over them joints, man.
Ellis was like, I'm playing nothing, just staring at it.
I'm just staring at it, looking good. That felt good, sitting on my desk. That joint,
getting all worked up.
Hey Ellis, have you used the Elite Xbox Elite controller, the first one or the second one? Because I wager if you had, I don't know if you'd be so in the pocket about that joint, but you should. What's up, Alfonso? Listen, so on this note, right, we're talking about next gen and things that are happening and games and things being the same. So, for whatever reason, there are a lot of apps that are not shipping with PlayStation 5. I don't understand it. I assume that they will, but like Hulu, not shipping.
That makes no sense.
Okay.
Do you know why it makes no sense? Because I can tell you why it makes no sense. I mean, I know you know it doesn't make sense, and I know that on a base level it makes no sense, but it's deeper than that. Do you have any idea who has ownership in Hulu? Sony? What? What are you doing? What are you doing, dog?
Yeah.
What are you doing? The application and streaming service that you have partial ownership of will ship and work on the Xbox Series, but won't work on the PlayStation 5.
And will it not? It won't work, or is it just not preloaded?
Nah, dog, it's not there.
No, it's not
You
there.
can't get it.
Oh, like you just can't get it. Period. Like you can't
You
even
can't get it.
go and find it.
It doesn't exist. You want to
Wow.
watch Hulu and you're a PlayStation person, you better keep your PS4. That's what that is.
Damn, that's
It's
a
probably
fail.
coming in like December. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's gonna be an update or whatever.
That's a fail. Like we just said, it'll be in the living room, like where everybody's at. Like, why wouldn't that be there on day one?
I really feel like part of it is, again, like I've seen, we were talking about the reviews and we've seen some people complain about the OS basically being the same on the series as it is on the one. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the OS is basically the same. So your stuff basically just comes over, right? So all the apps, listen, hold on, look. Let me just.
And plus, I think because they have the whole Play Anywhere thing, it just so everything kind of looks the same no matter what, you know, if you're on whatever Xbox or on your PC or whatever.
Listen, bro. I'll tell you, and here's how they did it. Let me just read. Let's see. Xbox Wire. We know our players love to catch up on the latest shows or listen to their favorite artists on their Xbox consoles when they aren't gaming. At Xbox, our goal is to make the transition from playing games and streaming media on Xbox One to the Series X and S as seamless as possible, so that you're not missing out on the content you love when you jump into the next generation of gaming, which I feel like is a shot. Like, that was a little, like, you don't necessarily need to do that, but that feels like a shot. Just as we're bringing forward all the games that play on Xbox One today, we're excited to announce that your favorite entertainment apps you enjoy today on Xbox One will be available on Series X and S. That means your favorite streaming apps like Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Spotify, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Peacock, Vudu, Fandango Now, Twitch, Sky Go Now TV, Sky Ticket, and more will be waiting for you when you boot your new console on November 10th. Like, they're just there. And they did it while they were announcing that Apple TV is coming on November 10th, the Xbox console. So now, folks, you are the Apple guy on the show. Ken and I are Android guys because you know what's up. But come on, bro, you know I was gonna throw a shot.
Of course you would.
Like, is this a big deal that Apple TV is coming to Xbox consoles?
I think it is. Just surely for the fact people that have, let's say, have been in the Apple ecosystem for forever, how long it is, and you've purchased your movies and all that good stuff, and it's all inside of iTunes. Having Apple TV come over is kind of that bridge that you'll be able to do with certain things with it. Now, granted, I only have 2 Apple TVs right now, and they're not on my main TV where I have like the box and the PlayStation Net, because 90% of what I can do is on those already. But I'm eager to see what they do with it being on the Xbox, because I'm also, a little sidebar thing, with Apple right now, they actually are supposed to be making an additional announcement on the 10th as well too. And it's a little peculiar to me that it's on the 10th, because Apple is really the type to try to steer away from announcing things on other people's days and all those type of things. So I'm wondering if this is going to be some type of, I don't want to say a joint announcement, but no, maybe talking about the Apple TV coming to the Xbox system. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. But I feel like it may have a piece to do with it though. So I'm eager to see what that is, but
I mean, there's a possibility that they could announce that it'll also be on PlayStation 5, which won't come out for another 2 days. Bear in mind that I want to say it was just last year when the Apple TV, when Apple Arcade got announced. It was like, no, Apple Arcade works with Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers, and they started selling both of those in the Apple Store.
in the store.
So I mean, this kind of was a thing that probably was coming anyway. Microsoft and Apple have worked together
Oh yeah,
for decades now. I mean, you know, for all of the things that you could say were probably never going to happen or wouldn't happen, the idea of Microsoft and Apple really working together, whatever, like, Office is on iPhones, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not going to say it was inevitable. But I just think that, again, we've had multiple conversations about the idea of going wherever the people are.
Yep.
You can't force everybody. You can try as hard as you want. You cannot force everybody to come to your platform. So the smartest thing you can do is put your content
On the
wherever
other side.
people are, so that people can access your content no matter where they go or what they do. And if you're Apple, obviously somebody who has an Apple TV, an iPhone, probably has, they see and they have access to Apple TV, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they bought an Apple TV, because they're not going to put another box under their television. And they're not necessarily willing or going to pay them $5 a month to have Apple TV, which is what it costs to have Apple TV. There is exclusive content there that is reviewing very well, but you gotta have it. They were giving it away free. I think Verizon, somebody was giving it away for free for like a year.
Yes, it was. It was Verizon was doing it. Now they're doing Apple Music. Actually, take that back. Apple TV was coming with any Apple device. When you purchased any new Apple device from, I think it was the when the 11 first launched alongside like the iPads and all that, you got it free for a year. They actually just went back and actually changed that a little bit. So you were only supposed to get like a year free through like November of this year or something like that. They've extended the deal out through February of next year. So people still getting in will actually be able to get the Apple TV for free on there. But now I know Apple's extended it out now. Like Verizon, you get Apple Music just for having the plan now. You don't have to pay anything additional for it. I don't think AT&T does anything actually specific with it anymore, though. And then
Ellis, I think you bring up a good point. There's a possibility that something like Apple Arcade could be coming to other platforms. I don't think they want to, but I think it depends on how well Apple Arcade is actually doing. I also think that it means that if that is happening, it absolutely has to be that they and Microsoft are in the bed.
Yeah, I was gonna
doing
say
things together, making babies. Because
Arcade gonna show up for Game Pass
Apple Arcade
somehow.
is coming over to consoles, which again, with Apple TVs, you can play Apple Arcade using an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller.
Right.
If you have their box. If you're gonna bring the app service over, Apple Arcade could come as well. But if that happens, I would have to imagine that xCloud streaming, that Game Pass, has to come
Vice versa.
Apple device.
I think that's a fair trade-off.
I think so too.
Apple gets their stuff
It's a
on
super fair trade-off.
on their platform,
And it is the thing that makes the most sense. Because Game Pass is clearly working. And I would wager that Game Pass is working better than Apple Arcade.
Facts.
Yeah.
If for no other reason, look, in the same way, Microsoft only got into the console business to keep Sony from getting control of the living room. That's it. It wasn't even really like, nah, we just want to have a great console. And nah, dog, we can't let them get the control. Like, we can't. Microsoft was already trying to get control of the living rooms. They were doing like web TV, stuff like that, and box and the keyboard and all that. Like, we trying to get your internet on your TV and whatever. It was terrible. Terrible, but they wanted that control so bad. So how are we going to get in the living room? This is how we're going to do it.
And it worked.
You're right. The service is supposed to only be for video, App TV. But, look, it might not even be something that's coming now. It could be an announcement that they're making.
That's coming in the future.
Down the road. It could be next year.
I'm cool with that.
And it could mean that there will be titles that were Game Pass or were Microsoft published that will come to Apple Arcade, right? For people who didn't have them. The fact that Microsoft is now working on taking essentially fully fledged console games and making them adapt and work on phones and tablets with touchscreen shows that they're doing the work that Apple's not doing, because Apple's not in the gaming business at all. They just provide a platform for people who make games to put them there.
Right.
Which is part of what the issue is with the people who are saying it's unfair what you're doing. Like, when you look at what Steam does, Steam charges an insane amount of money or whatever. I shouldn't say it's insane. It's the standard, like, 70-30 cut, right? But they've changed that over the last few years, so that they change, at least if you sell a certain amount, then they change the amount of money that they take from you, or what have you, and give you a higher cut, that kind of a thing.
Mhm.
But that comes because Steam is a platform that was created by a company that started out making games, and they're gamers, and they buy games. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the idea of having a service, it's a for us by us kind of thing
Hey.
that Steam really is. And to see Epic come in and say, no, we're the ones who make the games that do it for us by us. Let us show you how to do it, right? Microsoft getting into that and Sony getting into that, saying, well, we make games and we have a platform where people can buy and sell and what have you. And we're doing it on our platforms, which really mostly started with this generation that we're currently in, but certainly existed in the generation before that. Apple doesn't do that. They just provide a platform.
Right.
They don't make games. They could buy studios. They probably have a studio or something, you know what I mean? But it's not their thing. So at some point, the idea of being able to woo a developer into coming to Apple Arcade first, I guarantee you that there are people who have done Apple Arcade exclusive, Apple Arcade first, and then when that joint releases elsewhere, skyrockets.
Yep. Blows up.
And the word is getting out. So it is becoming not a good idea to work with Apple first, to do Apple Arcade first. So, how do you save Apple Arcade? How do you make it work? Because the easy thing for them to do would be to just jump out.
Yep.
But I guarantee there's money being made. How do they make it bigger? Well, you got to get those games, especially if you have exclusive ones that aren't anywhere else, and you don't want them to go anywhere else.
Yep.
So you
Gotta go put the people on.
You make it available elsewhere, but still only within your ecosystem. Yeah,
I agree.
that's what it is.
I think they'll put some other, like, certain titles, like if they partner with Microsoft and say, like, do this, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, Ori probably ends up showing up, like, in Apple. I think Ori would actually be a perfect addition to Apple Arcade. The same way that they made the transition and put it on Switch, I think putting it on, like, mobile devices, playing, don't get me wrong, you probably won't get the full experience of Ori out of it, but I take that back. With the way with the way xCloud and everything is going to perform like that, I think that would be a good way to experiment going into Apple Arcade with it. May not necessarily bring all of their tip-top games into Apple Arcade, but I think that one would be, like, I don't want to say the experiment, but I think that would be the good catalyst to put into Apple Arcade.
Let's talk numbers for a second. What do you think the overlap of Apple device owners also play games that have an Apple TV and an Xbox or a PlayStation in the same place, like in the same room, versus how many people are Apple device owners, users, and are in the ecosystem and will never buy a phone that isn't an Apple phone, but don't care about video games at all and are never going to buy an Apple TV. And even if they buy an Apple TV, they're not playing Apple Arcade, but there might be an Xbox in the house, or there might be a PlayStation in the house somewhere, right? If you are positioning yourself, be able to say, take the same controller that you're using on the game system you already have, play your games in Apple Arcade on the console that you have, it's exclusive, save it, jump off, and then continue playing it by taking that same controller and hooking it up to your iPhone and playing it there, which is the same value proposition that Microsoft is offering people with Game Pass. Jump in, play on your PC, you jump off your PC, play on your console, jump off your console, you're on the go, play on your phone, come back, jump on your console again, cloud saves are there, your information is saved, your time isn't wasted, we're not making you buy 2 copies, you don't have to start over again, it moves with you, right? What's happening now is this transition of understanding the value of data, talk about all the time, but your data. your memories that are in the cloud, right? PlayStation charges you to be able to put your stuff in the cloud. Microsoft was charging you on 360 to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's free, so you can make that transition. It's just in the cloud. Download the game. You log into your account. Game saves pop up, and you just pick up where you left off on a game that's 12 years old that you never finished, or that you put a lot of time and effort into, and you still love and or respect in some manner, right? Apple can do that. And the easiest way for them to do it is to let you do it on somebody else's box.
Put your app everywhere.
I don't imagine that the penetration of Apple TVs is anywhere near as high as they would like.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that they're seeing them move the way they would like to see them move based on having announced Apple Arcade and being like, well, buy an Apple Arcade and a controller. We talked about it. I was like, what if Apple Arcade, what if the new box is an Apple TV and people are just buying Apple TV and a controller and that's how they play their game, which they could. But it's probably not realistic. It's probably not working out there. So why not put it somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Throw it on the box, throw it on the PlayStation, throw it on the PC. Yeah, throw the people.
And you're right, there's no additional hardware needed, right? Like, because again, it is only a matter of time before Game Pass shows up on your TV.
Mm-hmm.
It is just an app that's on the TV,
ready to go. You just need to get that controller.
They already talking about doing a stick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Plug that joint in. That's your Game Pass. Let's rock.
Start seeing Samsung TVs come with that Game Pass on there, and then also probably start putting the controller in some of them boxes too. It's like, hey, look, here's the controller. You good?
Well, again, those are the kinds of things that strike fear in your actual competitor, right? So, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, those are the ones. Those are the ones that are trying to play hard in the gaming field. And between all of them, Microsoft has a bigger stamp than anybody else, with the exception of mobile, as it stands with the store, like the app store. The number of games and the amount of money they bring in is stupid. It's stupid. You know, Activision brought in last quarter, I think it's $1.4 billion.
Call of Duty?
Yes. Warzone, bruh. Free game.
Yep.
I think it's their third financial. Yeah. Let me say.
Talking about raking in the money.
You say?
I said talk about raking in the money.
Bro, listen.
Throw it out there and download it, play it, get them in there.
Same time last quarter, like for the last quarter, they did, I think it was like 780 some odd million. They were like the jumping percentage was something. It was stupid, like stupid. Activision Blizzard outperformed earnings projections in the third quarter, reporting $1.95 billion in net revenues, dog. Up from $1.28 billion in the same quarter in 2019. The money that exists in gaming is not to be taken lightly.
No.
It's just not. It's not to be taken lightly. It ain't doing. The game is free, bruh.
Yeah.
Like you can just play Warzone.
You can just play it, but nah, you gotta go in there and buy that stuff.
You gotta get the new skins and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But again, games as a service. It is also changing the way we transition from one generation to the next, because you can't just give those games up. You can't just stop having Rainbow Six. You can't just stop having GTA Online. You can't.
Keep the updates coming.
There are people who only play those games. Like, that's all I play, so I don't need a new box. Nah, but we'll make it better on the new box. Oh, for real? Let me get that box. Like that's what
Yeah.
it is. They're making so much money on a free game.
Hey,
It's hand over foot over fist, bro. It's not even like
The model works.
hmm
Apple wants and needs to be in that space. Sony wants and needs to be in that space. They're gonna have to make some changes. Amazon wants to be in that space and has the money to take that space.
Yeah, here's the wallet. Here, guys.
They got take your parking space money, Slim. Like they got
So
buy
you
your
gonna write somebody a blank check, like make it happen.
Yep.
It's just one of the things, man. Like, what you mean I can't park here?
You can't park here. My park
Yeah,
space.
that's
My
Buy the
space.
parking lot. Like, that's the kind of money we're dealing with. Alphabet has that kind of money. Facebook has that kind of money. This whole Facebook Oculus thing, man, I really feel like the only mistake they're making is this forcing you to have Facebook in order to do Oculus. A lot of people are rejecting it. But the truth of the matter is, for as many people as are rejecting it, the sheer number of people who still have Facebook logins
Right.
and accounts, even though they'll say on Facebook, I hate Facebook. Like I'm so tired of having it. They're selling my stuff. Everybody's selling your stuff. You're selling your stuff.
Yeah.
Like
How often do you
stuff
read
isn't your stuff.
accept? Like, come on.
I know, really. Except every app you open up, every single one, there's always an accept and decline. Of course, you can decline it, but it's gonna close that app out. So if you want to use it, you gonna hit that accept.
Ellis, you're right, man. That advertising and marketing with brands, big deal. Everybody does it. We were talking about, like, you know how they got the what is it? Is it the game field? What's the God, it must be the Mountain Dew, I guess, that has the Halo Infinite
No, that's
Like,
Monster.
Monster.
Monster's
that
got
has, like, the XP or whatever.
yeah. Monster's got the Halo XP right now. Mountain Dew actually on my Mountain Dew is the one with the Call of Duty one on theirs.
Okay. But the thing is, with Halo, you can bank it,
Yeah,
like, because they couldn't
launch it.
do the
The
marketing.
game wasn't out, so now.
Couldn't do the marketing deal, right? So it just like, all right, you could just go ahead and get it now and just bank it. Like
Yeah.
you can actually bank the joints. You know what I'm saying? But you're right, and it's one of the things that is making Fortnite so successful. Their marketing deals with Marvel,
They killing
They
it.
killing it with
Busters, like
Yeah, they killing it.
Marvel, the NDC, both of them.
same thing, and people are like, yo, I came home the other day and Edie was like, yo, I got all the Marvel skins. I got all of them now. I'm in there. Watch what I can do. I can change into She-Hulk. Got all of them. I go, okay.
Cool.
Okay. I ain't mad at you at all. You know what I mean? It's just, that is a lot of what it is. It is just, gaming is big enough now that those deals are a real thing, and infancy of gaming still exists. Like, we're just really starting to walk, because those kinds of business deals, the loot boxes, the throwing advertising up in the middle of stuff, is still stuff that, like, we don't, like, get that out of here, we don't want it. But that's what happens when your stuff grows up. You know what I mean? And it's better than it ever was, because people who actually played games growing up are making games and making decisions about games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're the ones who try-
Yeah, man. Look, before we go, I want to talk about hard drive space real quick. Touched on this before. You see the article about how much actual usable space there is on the PlayStation?
Nah, let's see the one on the PlayStation. I think I
It's
saw
like
the
600 and some gigs on there.
Yeah, I think it's like 675.
Mm-hmm.
what's that, like 3 games?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
it's like
7 gigs of usable storage. That's based on leaks. It's not
it ain't
necessarily.
official. Well, actually, no. I think was it IGN? I believe IGN actually made it was IGN Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was
IGN did what?
IGN Italy. I think made it actually official, if I remember right. I think they were the
Oh, yeah.
ones that they talked to someone of Sony. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it back up. And they got like the official word on it for it. Let's see if I can find that again.
I'm looking at while you look that up. So The Verge has a thing on it says, let's see. Well, it's an article about how you can't upgrade the SSD on the PlayStation 5 yet. Like a lot of people, the first thing they did as soon as they got a PlayStation 4 was upgrade the memory. You can't do that on PlayStation 5 yet because SSDs that are fast enough just don't really exist. But because the hard drive only appears to have 667 gigs of usable storage, they got a list. Sackboys, Big Adventure, 32 gigs. Spider-Man Miles Morales is 50. If you get the launch edition that has the Spider-Man remastered, it's 105 gigs. Demon Souls is 66 gigs. And Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is 133 gigs.
I'm actually surprised to say it's only 133 gigs, honestly.
It's tricky, man. I don't the Xbox Series S only has 364 gigabytes of space.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Right. The funny thing about that is, like, I don't use the hard drive on the console anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you want to take advantage of the SSD, you need to install stuff to the hard drive, or you need that external. Like, you need
that's
the
even more disgusting.
Right. I mean, it basically puts you at the same price as buying a Series X versus buying a Series S. But I mean, 802 gigs of space on the X is solid.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it could be the full terabyte, but obviously they gotta use the OS and all that's gotta take up space on there. So
I don't know, man.
You would think by
crazy.
now they would make like the custom hard drives, and then in order for it to be exactly a terabyte for you to use, they would put enough storage space extra on there just to cover the OS and like those particular things, and so you could still have like your full terabyte to actually work with when you have it.
That's not how hard drives have ever worked.
I know.
I mean, the OS is always going to be there, and it's always going to take up space, and the OS has to be on the hard drive for it to
for it to actually run.
Operate optimally. But I mean, bro, that just seems like a lot of space. Like 200 gigs, you know what I'm saying? Like 150 gigs with an operating system?
That is
like a lot of space, bro.
And I can already like
hey,
800 gigs. Like that 800 gigs, I can almost account for all of that just thinking about the specific X titles or that'll take advantage of the Series X that I'm gonna put on there. Like Destiny's gonna go on there. Destiny's gonna go on there. Assassin's Creed's gonna go on there. Call of Duty's gonna go on there. 3 of those by themselves, it pretty much do it in right there. So, yuck.
Not the move, bro.
Pick and choose.
Not the move, man. Put one of them joints on something else, start, and don't. You know what I mean? You're not really playing that.
Probably will come next week. Still ain't done the rating.
For a minute. Like, for a minute. But, like, I can see you putting it on there just to see how it runs.
Mm-hmm. Once that... Destiny's how it always is. I get in, start playing, and it's just like, oh, I got to do all the new stuff. I got to do it until I get bored with it. That could take a little while. But I'll be honest with you. I think Assassin's Creed is going to be the one that's really, truly going to take my time right now when that comes out.
You're getting an actual next gen version of that game.
Yeah, that's going to be the one that's.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs would be the jam for me because that joint right now, you need loading snacks, boy, for that game, man. That joint has good times, bro.
It does.
Yeah.
I thought it was tripping at first, but like, no, that thing does have some serious load times.
Hey, have you gotten stuck in an infinite load screen on that joint?
No, but I've fallen through the floor. Got the game and
damn,
I got stuck.
I haven't had that. I haven't had that. but I definitely
They having
got
Avenger.
stuck in.
They having Avengers glitches when it when it first came out.
Hey, look, that's the first thing that popped in my head, and I got scared for a second. Like, oh, my game. Oh, my game.
Like
I mean, I'm having a good time with Legions, bro. Some of these folks I got on my team, dog. I'm actually mad. I actually ended up with somebody on my team, bro, who now I don't know why I picked her, but some people, dog, have like quirks where they do stuff that's not good. Like, there's a lot of people that have benefits or whatever for you.
I've
Your
seen
team
that
or
walking
whatever.
around.
Man, I don't know. I guess I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or whatever, but I did. I grabbed this joint. She has like high hacking skills or whatever.
Mhm.
So I was like, let me just grab Slim just to see. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. There was something else too. Now I can't think of what it is because I don't use her now. And she just works my nerves. But she's an impulse buyer.
I've seen that with those people. Yep,
She
just be
just
spending
spend
money.
Like, I'll be in the middle of a mission and I just see a joint pop up that just say she just bought a purse. And she just spent like 240 credits on a purse. Hey, Slim, somebody slap this ball and get her out of my
Get her off the
And I can't
team.
figure out how to get rid of it. So now I'm just gonna keep recruiting people that are better than her until I don't have enough
So you
space.
can just
She
kick her
gotta
out.
go.
You gone first.
I don't think you can just kick people out. If you can, I haven't figured out how to do it. Trust me, I
I
look.
saw
As soon as I
that.
seen that, I was like, oh, you gotta go.
I went right past them. I was like, "You spending money randomly?" I said, "No, you ain't coming on the team."
You gone.
Nah.
Let me throw a fact at you. If I was playing with permadeath on, I would have jumped.
You just jumped in the way of something with her and just call it.
I'd have jumped in the river with Slim. I'd have put her in the thing, dog. She'd have been oh, she'd have been go.
I did decide to put permadeath on too.
So with her, you know. Hey, Tony's asking if we have the official, see the quote, extra
Yeah,
life
quote.
game lineup yet. Technically, no. Mostly, yes.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
I think we need to figure
But
it out.
technically,
Post
No,
that
but
tomorrow.
for the most part, yeah. For the most
Tony just need to know what time we playing division.
Division 3:00. It looks like 3:00 for the division.
We might
I'm
do
not-
some more first. We were trying to get set up with some heists
Yeah.
yesterday.
Grand
Trying
Theft
to do
was-
some GTA stuff just to make sure that we're ready to get in and go. What's Jokes doing? Nothing. Oh, you mean when he hits a certain goal? What's he doing? He's shaving.
Nah, we gonna figure something else out. We gonna figure
Yeah.
something else out.
Hey, dog. If you don't let that Barry White go, dog, that joint ain't doing nothing. It's taco meat
Hey.
under there. Just
Hey.
get out of there.
Hey, I'm appreciating the little bit when it finally connected. That took my whole life. My whole life. Middle school, high school, college, everything.
Hold on. You know how long it took me to really get this?
Probably like a week.
This joint. No. What?
Probably like a week.
Bro.
That joke came in last year.
I like, oh, this is new, dog. This is all new, dog. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen to me. Last year, I shaved my face. My child cried, you know? She's never seen me without facial hair, bruh. She was not happy. She balled herself up in a corner and she cried, Slim. You can shave your face for the children. Stop being soft. Let it go.
I'm doing it. Long as I hit my personal goal.
Oh
Hit my
god.
personal goal 500. It all comes off. First time. All comes off.
So I guess that's gonna be 500 for me then. I guess that's
Hey, Slim, I think you set your personal goal at like 200.
I said it
300.
like when we first jumped in.
Your goal is set at 300.
I defaulted. I gotta push mine. Like it just defaulted to
Nah,
whatever.
don't try to push it up now, dog. 300.
Right. Hold on, I'm about to see what yours is.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 3. No, I'm pretty sure it's 3.
It's 3. I know it's 3 because I looked at it and I was making fun of Slim in my head. The other day, 'cause I was like, my joint 5, and
Yeah.
Sin's joint is 5, and his joint is 3. And I got brand new people who got their joint at like 250. You know what I'm saying? I have children on the team, dog. They joint almost the same as yours. What are you doing? Shave
We
your
gonna
face.
Fine, we'll leave
There it
it.
is, Tony. So, you feel me? What up, Perk?
All right, fine. We'll do the 3. We'll do the 3 for the shave, and then I'll figure something else out for 5. I had to figure something else out for it.
All right, now
Okay.
Now we're talking and talking. Now we're getting somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's getting good. Now it's getting good. Now we just got to get our loading snacks and stuff set up. And get some plan of action. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all now. Okay, unless you are in a position or intend to plug your controllers in, buy batteries tomorrow. So you have batteries on deck. You're gonna be playing games for 24 hours straight.
Oh, they gonna die.
I'm good.
I'm just me too. Slim, I got packs.
I got battery packs.
And I got multiple controllers in this. Hey, Slim, listen. Not that I should ask you this on air, but I'm asking you anyway. What's the lookout on them Dynex joints? Y'all still got Dynex joints? Y'all still Dynex batteries?
Insignia.
Them joints, bro. Them joints some dope. Them good batteries, bro. and the price point on them joints when you work at the joint.
Oh, I have like 2 packs of them just for no reason, just downstairs in the basement. Like them big packs, like them 20, 25 packs.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We might have to
delivery.
My man Marcus said, "Take my money." He about to make sure you hit that 300 dollars going down. You about to get that baby face. Yeah, hey, listen. If you hit 500, after you shave and you get the baby face, when you hit 500, you gotta sing Whip Appeal.
Saying what?
Hey, dog. Hey, hit the baby face, dog. Sing that Whip Appeal, dog. Come on, don't act like you don't know that song. Don't act like you don't know that. You're not that young.
Do I just not know the name? Maybe I know the song and I'm just not putting two together right now.
Excellent. Don't say it like you getting like I'm not getting ready to sing it for you.
I'm not asking you to sing that joint. Why do you think I'm gonna No. I'm not asking you to sing it.
Yeah, that's not happening. Ask Tatiana. She know that joint. Straight up. Ask her. Babyface, Whip Appeal. Ask her if she know.
She probably do. She I know she watching. If you know it, type it in the chat if you know it.
He knows. You gonna sing that joint, man. I don't know what you're gonna do with 500. That'll be dope. All right, listen. Let's get ready to wrap this up. Hey, listen. For those of y'all who are Patreon supporters, the Scorpion Lollipop joint went live. Going live for everybody else. I think tomorrow. Public consumption. Then you got a job to do.
Yeah, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Susan Dortch, happy birthday, and Tyrone Carson. Thank y'all very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Hey, real talk. Mom's birthday today. She's not feeling too well. It's a terrible thing to happen on your birthday. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, not to mention that Loading Sites anniversary is coming up as well. So, Extra Life, we may do a little something extra. We haven't talked about it yet. How much money do you think is going in the swear jar? Are you topping up early, Sin?
Oh, it's going in it's gonna be already in there when we start. Because I already know me. I already know I'm already gonna be stuck playing Phasmophobia, and the filter is off.
Hey, what time are we playing Rainbow Six? I need to know that.
That's the stretch. That's like 4 to 6 a.m.
Hey, yikes!
Ooh, that ain't gonna work.
That's disgusting.
We might have to do something. Ty said, "What time can you jump into the GTA?"
That's noon.
It's gonna be a lot popping at that point. But listen, the more people we can get in, the merrier, dog. We're gonna have some It's up, bruh. Oh, that thing up. It's been up. I've been texted about it. It's up, bro. All right. Listen, we're gonna wrap this up. Really appreciate y'all. It's been a long week, man. I'm so tired, and we still got so much to do to get ready for Saturday. But listen, we appreciate all y'all jumping in and all y'all support. Look for a couple of posts probably tomorrow again about Extra Life. Anything you can do to share and kind of help get the word out in front of people will be fantastic. We will be playing some Among Us. Man, that joint. I think I might have 10. We might have 10. But we know we got like 5. We're trying to get at least 10 people to run.
I think we'll have a full squad.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a full squad. And that might last longer than 2 hours. We're gonna
it probably will. Yeah.
I won't. I'm gonna get out.
To be honest, that's probably where the filter's going to come off. Playing Among Us.
Hey, look, that's why I'm making sure my job will just be here with money already in it. I'm gonna be ready.
It's going to bring it. Yeah.
We're gonna be here for 24 hours, so let's get
Okay,
in.
y'all.
Have a good time and raise some money.
We're gonna wrap this up. I appreciate y'all, that's for sure. Make sure you follow us across all social media. We're still on that push to 10,000 on Instagram. So again, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And with that, we are out. Toodles and loose. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.